Here we go, folks. Another best of 7 to determine it all. The difference here, $1,800 just for getting to this at minimum. But that first place now is $4,000. You want to take home 2K just for yourself. The two teams are now going to battle it out on the pitch. They're going to leave it all here, Hoodie. I expect not just a stunt show. I expect this one to be a high-flying action from the minute we start.
Absolutely, and once again, we kind of have that clash of styles where Aqua and Evoh, quick, fast, mechanics, aggression, risky, you know, throw caution to the wind, let's go get it. Where we got Cheese and Zineel, a little bit more coordinated, chemistry-based, teamwork, and we're going to see who executes their game plan a little bit better. We're seeing some physical aggression here straight out of the gate from the youngins, and I think that could actually be a really good tool for them to use because since Carlos and Friend are so team-oriented, if you can remove one of them from the equation, I think that's going to fare well, especially for this team in youngins that is so mechanically talented. It can score from anywhere on the pitch, and as I say that, Evoh does just that. He's going to put in the first for the youngins.
I think they also probably noticed that this was the biggest issue for them in that last series as well. When they were able to understand the aggression and counter it, it went great for them. But when the aggression was too much for this Carlos and Friends team to handle, was by far when Two Piece and Chronic looked their most threatening. So a minute into this one, it seems like the youngins are understanding what they have to do if they want to try and take down the squad that just took it in 7. Being said, they do need to be a little bit more efficient there. Evoh, I don't think you're going to get them to bite all that easily just from a couple of flashy touches here and there. Again, if you want to put a threat up against Carlos and Friend, it cannot be anything standard. You really have to surprise this team and catch their defense off guard.
Absolutely. And the creativity. Wait a second. Now, hold on, Baz, because if we start getting some of these high-flying action, these flashy goals from Carlos and Friend, we got another thing coming. Cheese, the reset, the wave dash, the pop is going to equalize here with 3:30 on the clock.
All right, you've heard it a million times, chat. Say it with me now. What the heck was that? Just filthy out of Cheese, the littlest extra touch to put it around the defense. 3.5 minutes left. It's absolutely possible for either one of these teams to take it, but I'd have to agree with you. Oh my word. If either team starts popping, you're going to have a problem. And Aqua, he's been doing this all day long.
Bass, okay, is this the twos meta? To pop it off the ceiling, and when it comes back, you're there to safely catch it and caress it like it's a small baby, and then you just use the flick? Like, what is this? Why have we seen this over and over? It's mind-blowing to me. How do they time? Look, not only are they having to time things across the x-axis, horizontally, right? Now, they're also having to time things vertically. Bounce down from the ceiling, that is so impressive to me that they can line things up perfectly and get that reset on that down bounce. It's so beautiful, and these players have been executing it to perfection. I cannot wait to see more of it. Aqua going to collect this and move it into his corner. Evoh spawns in an awkward spot, and it may be dangerous. He does well to keep it out, but the defense stand is not over yet. Aqua is going to get a clear, but Zineel will control it into his corner. Now Aqua will take a boost, going to work around one, pops it down. Cheese in position. Now Evoh turns to Shadow. Evoh's going to take possession now. A 50-50 is going to send this infield towards Aqua, who clears it away. Zineel's going to keep the press alive. Zineel with a bump. There for the 50 as well. Evoh will keep it out. Cheese. Control on the side. Look at him trying once again. He got that reset, and then he went for the wave dash pop. That may be something that we see from Cheese multiple times throughout this series.
I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like Cheese is kind of coming to life right now. It feels like he's starting to understand that if he does want to get past this Evoh and Aqua team, they are going to have to display at least a little bit of mechanics. And I'm not saying they got to get flashy. Zineel, if he had gotten that, I would have called it flashy for sure. But they definitely do need to catch this team by surprise. As much as the last team they played was definitely offensively oriented, I wouldn't say that Evoh and Aqua are necessarily a one-sided team here. They have really good defense, really good offense. They're a very well-rounded squad, so you really do need to put something special against them if you want a shot at winning a series like this. That being said, done so far so good. 90 seconds left on this one, and I do believe that Carlos and Friend have the opportunity to try and get this one back in their favor. Though it's not necessarily the best touch, and as he goes for a follow-up, all he really does is allow Evoh some more momentum to get a counterattack. Goes off the ceiling. Aqua is there. He puts the shot on. Cheese will deny it, and I don't think that's going to be enough. But again, Carlos and Friend, they got to be careful. Youngins are beyond speedy with their transitions.
They sure are, and Zineel is going to carefully muscle this in. Now, the thing that I do want to mention, even if Carlos and Friend do not grab this game 1, this is what they do. They've been very cautious in game 1, and they are feeling out their opponents, seeing what's going on, and we have seen it time and time again. We got a double fake. Wait a second, a race to the ball. Aqua will win it and put it just inside the post. Bast, we haven't seen this yet, and I don't think we've seen this really ever. A double fake.
That's incredible. We saw something similar. I think they read fakes yesterday, but the big difference was that one of the two teams, I think it had someone cheating up who just kind of recognized it after. That time, literally completely fake out each other. No one has any idea what to do until eventually Aqua arrives. That's got to be demoralizing if you're Carlos and Friend, but at the same time, it's also got to be somewhat instilling when you get the follow-up on the line. Jeez, does them dirty.
Zineel just pops right in front of Evoh, makes him so awkward he can't get the touch that he needs. Cheese is there for the knock in, and just inside of 60 seconds, we're level once again. Now, I mentioned a little bit ago that Carlos and Friend do really well even if they don't secure game 1, but what I was about to say is if they do secure game 1, I'm a little concerned about the youngins. Cheese, off the back of a wonderful 50-50 from Zineel, is going to put in a 4th and secure the lead with 47 on the clock.
A little bit surprised by that, but I also probably shouldn't be. Kickoff seemingly pretty volatile at this point here. With 47 to go, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Youngins tie us up now. They fake a kickoff. I don't think that they necessarily were able to get their opponents to bite as much as they might have liked. Now that Zineel's got time and space out at mid, it's up to Aqua to try and clear this off enough that he can relieve the pressure. He'll put a shot on, but she's easily there and passes it straight to Zineel where he can take possession. He may not have a lot of boost, but he can get that from the midfield pad. I don't think that he's really going to be able to keep the offense alive, though. Cheese can only get a 50-50 and pop to the sidewall. We have 20 seconds to play here, Hootie. At this point, it's up to the youngins to try and get one last solid offense. It's absolutely possible, but uh-oh, that's a double commit. Aqua's now going to have to try and play some defense, and if this hits the back of the net, it will guarantee the game. But as it stays up, the chances are alive. Youngins need to make a full march down the pitch, and uh-oh, I don't think they're going to be able to. Cheese is here and will let it drop, and Carlos and Friend will take game number 1.
So this is going to be a battle of Titans here, and as it should be, it is the grand finals, so I'm excited to see the response from the youngins here. Are they going to turn up that aggression even further? Maybe they're going to peel back. Maybe they introduce some physical play. I can't wait to see what they do because the mechanics on this team and on this field is absolutely incredible. I do want to say that Carlos and Friend are challenging so early, even in aerial plays, and we see Zineel, you know, he's up for free and Aqua decides to stay on the ground and just wait, whereas Carlos and Friend, they recognize just how dangerous Evoh and Aqua are once they get into the air, and they are giving them no time and space. They're challenging immediately and making sure that they don't have time for those resets or those aerial plays or the beloved ceiling play that I am just such a fan of.
I think part of it, if I'm being honest, is that this is a different game than before. Is that Carlos and Friend, they are not as flashy as the last team that we just saw youngins go against. Daniel and in Beast Mode were a team that was pretty mechanical in comparison to their opponents, or at least somewhat even keel. The difference is here is that Carlos and Friend are actually, in my opinion, kind of settling down the youngins right now. The youngins have gone for so many flashy plays that have been so unsuccessful that they're having to go back to the drawing board and try and figure out another way through here. And I think it's probably the better idea. It's not necessarily going to guarantee that they'll find a counter to the way that Carlos and Friend are playing, but if you can, you know, eliminate some of those little bit of risky plays, I think that there should be a good chance here for, oh my word, the youngins get into this series. That being said, they do need to be careful. You talked about not giving room in the air. As much as Carlos and Friend have been taking it away from the youngins, they might need to do that as well. Cheese has gotten within inches of finding that mid-air musty, I want to say like 5 times today.
Yeah, Cheese is definitely in his bag today, feeling good, feeling confident, and why wouldn't you? You played so well throughout the event. Just keep it rolling. But Evoh and Aqua, I combined them. That should have been their team name, is Evoh. Look at Evoh. Look at here. He interrupts my shenanigans, my nonsense, and shows us what I was about to say. They are so impressive. This is why they're up early, because when you wait on the ground, Cheese, you're just going to get beat. It's just how it's going to work. And so I think that Carlos and Friend are going to need to continue to challenge early. That may have been an issue of resources or something like that. But Evoh putting in that reset, giving the youngins a 1-0 lead here in game number 2.
How? Okay, thank you. All right, Cheese gets the follow-up there. I saw Zineel setting this up a mile away. Aqua did as well. I don't know how he still gets that save. Cheese may get the follow-up, but okay, Aqua, if that's how we're going to be playing on the line, I think it's going to take something miraculous to get past.
Yeah, absolutely incredible defense from Aqua there. It's so amazing how these players can avoid being demoed or bumped like that, and they're still able to make that just enough touch to keep the ball out of the net. Absolutely so impressive. Aqua is going to drop this down here, and now Cheese. We're seeing some incredible aggression from Evoh, and this is not a surprise, but he is just so unafraid of getting, I mean, really in his teammate's space is what it is. He will push very close to the play, and I think it's definitely dangerous at times, but it causes problems at times. Right here, we're seeing that aggression cause a problem. Evoh off to the side, and instead of opting for shadow defense, goes for the early challenge, and Zineel reads it to perfection, flicks early, and that's going to secure a 1-goal lead here in game 2 for Carlos and Friend.
I do want to mention, again, this actually has been something we've been critical of Evoh throughout the day here. He went for boost out of midfield. This has been an issue for this player in the past, is that he's heavily reliant on the resources that he picks up around the pitch. He doesn't have boost in the tank. He's not nearly as speedy. He's not nearly as confident. And I think that's the thing they need to be concerned about here, is that the youngins, they've got a game plan. They are going to come into this one with a one-track mind, and they're going to execute upon that to the best of their abilities. And if that doesn't work out, they're kind of just lost in the sauce. So they need to be careful here. These double commits are becoming more and more common. As much as I do believe. Wait a minute. No, I was going to say that they can try and recover. They need to instill some confidence. Again, we really saw the turnaround as soon as Evoh started popping off. Before that, we were almost completely against youngins being able to take that series. So we can see that pop off. We can see the confidence be reinstilled in this team. They can't take, but Evoh, once again, too aggressive for his own good.
And I think you brought up a really important point. Evoh is obviously, what? Zineel, what a scoop! I can't even say what I was gonna say. This is the most insane reset scoop I have ever seen. He's on the ground! How did he do that?
No, that's illegal. That's not allowed. Nope. Nah. No. Zineel, you're not allowed to do that until you're quite literally defying the Rocket League god. At this point, we might as well give you the new title of the mountain. What is that?
Dude, that was crazy. I don't know how he got so much lift. He was literally on the ground and scooped that halfway up the backboard. Looking for the air dribble bump. Aqua once again keeps it out of the net. I am so impressed by these players' ability to evade and still make the save. Cheese is going to get a big block there, but Aqua's back in time. He will control it, pick up his corner boost, and start working down the sideline. An awkward touch there, but Evoh's going to keep it alive. Aqua's going to leave it for Evoh. Evoh catches, looks for the underplay. Zineel is there for the secondary challenge. Evoh will get that midfield boost, and now I will go ahead and complete my thought. You said that Evoh is just so much less effective when he doesn't have the resources, and I think that's a big part of what we're seeing here with Carlos and Friend. They are making sure that they don't get their boost stolen, and if they do, they're making that clear. They're making that defensive play to at a degree where at least Evoh will have to use his resources to keep the ball on offense rather than to score. And so I think that's a critical point here for Cheese and Zineel, Carlos and Friend. They're going to have to keep that resource game in mind, and they're going to take the win here in game 2 and extend that series lead to 2-0. All right, I'm gonna let everyone in on a secret. After the first semifinal match where Aqua and Evoh reverse swept, I asked them if they would be okay if we write that in the script one more time, and they said they're fine with it. So the players are following along. We're trying to give y'all the best show possible. We're going to give Carlos and Friend one more game, and then we're going to turn this thing around, okay? Y'all just watch. Here it goes.
All right. Listen, I'm with it if we got to see the script repeat itself. Hey, you know what? those, we always say, those who ignore history are doomed to repeat it. And this is what's going to happen here. If Zineel and Cheese believe that they've got this one in the bag, they're going to fall victim to the same deficit that Daniel and Beast Mode had to fight back from. 20 seconds into this one so far, it does look like it's back into the usual. Carlos and Friend operating around the pitch with pretty much ease. Maybe Aqua can switch that up. Musty flick. Tries to do it on Cheese. All right, I see you, Aqua. You're trying to go, let me show you how it's done, young gun.
Man, that was pretty. Aqua and Evoh looking a little more confident here at the beginning of this game. It did just start, but they're looking a little bit better, and I think that is what you mentioned. When they have their resources, they are so dangerous. But if they don't, they're a different look. And it's not that they're not good when they don't have resources, but when they do, my goodness, Bass, they are so dangerous. And you really have to play perfect defense. And even sometimes when you do, it's still not enough. So Aqua and Evoh looking to change things up here. Aqua waiting in the midfield for Evoh's dribble. Beautiful play from Evoh. And this is quite unique from this squad. We see this pace, right? We see this accelerate everything always. And that was a little bit different. Evoh dribble from side to side, cuts around Cheese, and then eventually has Zineel in an awkward spot. Aqua there for the finish. They're going to strike first here in game 3.
That's a really good play out of Evoh as well, because like you said, it's a little bit unique. He glides it around the corner, gets the bump on the player in net, and just sort of, I'd say, puts his stamp on that offense there. Now, all of a sudden, gotta be a little bit careful here. That's how you set the tone, and that's really how you get into the mental of Carlos and Friend. Apparently, Zineel, he doesn't seem to care, though. He's gonna send that straight to the backboard, try and set up Cheese, and while Cheese isn't quite able to read that play, he's still got another follow-up. Maybe not. Oh, Zineel. Oh, Zineel! Double touch off the backboard. That's why Cheese left it. He knew Zineel had this one easily.
Evoh's in position. He's a little bit inside the net, but he would have many of the angles blocked off. Zineel puts it just out of reach. Great play. Level once again. 1-1, and we got over 3 minutes left. Aqua aggressively challenging. Even when Evoh is up the field on low boost, I am sensing a little bit of urgency from this Youngins squad. I think that they know how difficult it was to mount that reverse sweep once, and they recognize it's going to be very difficult to do it twice in one event. Not impossible, but very unlikely, and they would rather not try to do that twice in a day. So if they can take this game right here, the series will be definitely back to a more comfortable position. But this is it's going to be a tough one, especially when Cheese is slotting stuff like that, Bass. Top left, beautiful.
Oh boy, this is going to get a little bit rough because like you said, yeah, we're nearing that reverse sweep for the second time here for the Youngins. And folks, I'm sure you've heard this statement before. Lightning doesn't strike the same place twice. And unfortunately, as much as I think that the Youngins are one of the only teams who can make that reverse sweep happen in a lobby this high level, it really is going to be such against them. The odds are not going to be in their favor. And especially considering it's not just the fact that Carlos and Friend are playing well, it's that they're stunting. The shots that they are going for are just unreal. We talked about how this wasn't that very mechanical of a team. I literally, quite literally, ate my words the minute that Zineel flicked that to the moon. This time, he flicks it underneath the ground, sends it to the bottom of the seas as they find their third.
Unfortunately, I think Evoh snuck out into the corner. We have seen this, Bash, throughout this entire tournament. Evoh fishing for boosts, and it's costing them time and time again. We know that the resource game is important for this Youngin squad, but there are times where you just have to operate on low boost. And if they can't do that, this Carlos and Friends squad is going to make them pay. And you mentioned it. We haven't... the thing is, it's not that Cheese and Zineel aren't mechanical, right? We know they've got it in them. They just don't really use that. They use this team play. They use one another. They play smart defense. But when they start doing some of this, and we see some musty flicks, we see some resets, we see some backboard double touches out of this squad, that is when I start to say, uh-oh. Not looking good.
Oh, that would have not looked good as well. And I mean, to be honest, I can't really blame anybody for being disoriented by this lobby. Gotta say, listen, Twitch chat, you guys have had some fantastic comments all day. I'm giving this my favorite chat of the day. N_Greasy going, am I even playing this game right? Dog, I'm thinking the exact same thing right now. You watch these guys play, and it's like a completely different game. I don't understand this. The amount of power these dudes generate and the ability to just stay calm under pressure, it is something different. And I mean, I don't even know if I want to call it calm. It just seems understood. It's like they've read this textbook enough times that they've memorized the answers. So, minute left in this one. It's looking like we're going to be going to a reverse sweep necessary for the youngins. Oh, they might have made me eat my words had they been able to convert with that bump play, but a little bit off the mark. And Aqua, he cannot find it on the follow-up. Zineel, is this just going to hit the back of the net? It will if Cheese is there. 4-1 with 50 to go, and I think I'm going to call it, Hoodie. We're heading to game 4, and it's reverse sweep time for the youngins.
Hey, well, they've done it once. We'll see if they can do it again. But I do want to make a quick comment. We got Ingreasy saying he's not sure if he's playing the game right. Well, let me tell you how you can make sure that you're playing the game right. Go check out Medify.gg, the sponsor of the event. They're going to help you out. They got some wonderful coaches. They're going to make sure that you play in the game right. Go check them out, Medify.gg. Thank you for the sponsor.
Huge shout out, Medify. We really do appreciate everything that you guys have done here today. And again, if you guys are unaware of what that means beyond just the fact that they have helped us out, they also put $2,000 into the prize pool here and have kicked this entire event off. And they have continued to propel the momentum that has carried Zineel and Cheese to what is potentially $4,000 in their pocket. 30 seconds left here, and I'm not just going to say that Carlos and Friend are moving into this game with overwhelming pressure. They are moving into this one with the ability to quite literally move mountains. These guys are unbelievable. I have no words to describe the level of play at which we are watching right now.
Fast. This is disrespectful. We're going to have a, look, these are young guys. We got to have a talk with them because this is just disrespectful right here. We got to have a little bit better behavior than this. My goodness, we got to ground them or something because this is just rude. I mean, the game is over. Let's finish it up. Let's head to the house. We'll go to the next game. I am telling you right now, oh no, we see Evoh clowning around. That's not what we want to see. I don't know if they've got it in them to do it twice in a single day, Baz. Reverse sweep once again is going to be necessary, and we're going to get the Brazil, ladies and gentlemen, in the grand finals.
You remember how everybody was worried about this grand final? They were like, yeah, you know, Zineel and Cheese, they're pretty good, but are they really going to be able to stand up against Aqua and Evoh? Like, I was seeing the chats or the comments in chat, people being like, yeah, man, Aqua and Evoh versus Daniel and Beast Mode, that should have been the grand final. Hey, how are you guys feeling about this grand final now, huh? You think the youngins are still about to wipe the floor with Carlos and Friend? 3 seconds left. They'll get a goal for the road, but that's about all they'll get in this game.
Hey, we can rewind even to yesterday when people were totally riding off Zineel and Cheese, right? And now they're sitting here with a 3-0 lead on match point as soon as this game concludes. All the players are just ready to go next. They're done with it. Send the countdown to the end. Cheese, Zineel, secure game 3. These guys are absolutely phenomenal. And look at that Slurpee decal. That may be the extra powers right there. Cheese looking so good.
Oh, no. Okay, I was about to say, the big way that I think I can see youngins getting back into this game, they need to have the opening goal. And, oh, no. That is about as far from the opening goal as you can get. That is disastrous beyond compare. And, oh, boy, if that's how the tone gets set here in game number 4, I'm a bit worried for the youngins. That is not the start they were hoping for.
We've seen it, though. They got the mental fortitude. Hopefully doing it earlier in the day is actually going to give them confidence moving forward, whereas, you know, we're kind of doubting, can you do it twice in one day? Hopefully they're kind of having the opposite of, you know, thought process. Like, we've already done it once. We might as well just do it again. Evoh's going to secure that corner boost, looking to make a pass infield. What on earth is that angle? Evoh, as Bass would say, ugh.
You beat me to it. There it is. About to say, listen, we've been giving them all day to Zineel and Cheese. Evoh deserves one as well. That is filthy beyond compare. 50 seconds into this game, and that's the start that the youngins needed.
All right, like I told y'all, it's in the script. I wrote that goal 1. I told Evoh, I was like, you gotta do something nasty, okay? They're following the script. I'm telling y'all, that is the initiation of the reverse sweep. Evoh looking to put another one in. Zineel is there for the save. Awkward on the goal line. Evoh looking to make a backwards challenge. Cheese there just in time.
gonna be able to do anything with this, though. They're still struggling to get out of their half here, Hoodie. The pressure's really all against Carlos and Friend here, and I am a little bit nervous, not because of the fact that, you know, Carlos and Friend look bad, but we've actually seen this exact scenario before.
Yep.
Overwhelming aggression, a team comes out the gates firing, and as soon as Carlos and Friend recognize that, they get patient enough to take advantage. They did this last time against the randoms. Can they do it against the youngins? I will say, I do rate the youngins a little bit more highly than the randoms. As good as their mechanics are on that team and as aggressive as they can be, when the aggression works out for Evoh and Aqua, I would definitely place my bets on them over the randoms here. So, let's see, can they keep up this consistency or, do not give Zineel space here. Aqua barely able to get a touch, but as we dropped at under 3 minutes to play here, it does feel like finally the youngins have found their stride.
And while we're talking a little bit about the mental dynamic, the mental complex that these teams are in, we mentioned it yesterday. It's one thing when you're in game 1, 2, and 3, but then when you secure and you're looking at that big prize pool and you got to close it out, things become difficult. The pressure sets in. The reality of the situation weighs heavily on your shoulders. And so we gotta ask ourselves, can Cheese and Zineel keep that level of play that they've had so far? And right now, it looks like that's not the case because Evoh and Aqua have built a 2-0 lead here at halftime.
They finally have done so as well. This feels so good to see them get on the board and not only do so, but in my opinion, by taking advantage of the mistakes out of Carlos and Friend here, feels like they're starting to try and match the aggression. We said this before. There's two ways to play when a team starts up in the pace. Either you start trying to dictate it in your favor or you match that pace. And I think that Carlos and Friend right now are trying to match the pace. I don't think it's the right move here. For a team that's been so defensively oriented, so clever in every one of their touches, to see them rushing the ball like that and she's not really able to do much with said ball, yeah, this feels a little bit off for them. So, Carlos and Friend, you still got time to turn this one around, but again, the way that a reverse sweep starts is with a single game, and it's looking like youngins, they might be able to start that.
Absolutely, and I think you're exactly right. We are seeing some aggression, some urgency that we haven't really seen from this Carlos and Friend roster. It is a little bit like they're trying to match the pace, and I think that could be what we were just discussing, Bass, where the reality of the situation that they're in sets in, and they realize, hey, we can grab this #1 spot, we can grab this big prize pool, and you start to try to play, you called it a couple times, hero ball, where you just try to force things that maybe you shouldn't be trying to force. You try things that are a little bit out of reach. You don't have enough resources for it. You just can't get there, and trying to make it happen actually ends up to your own team's detriment, where now you are easily counterattacked, or a player is left by themselves, or you're low resources for a while. And so we're seeing that happen here with Carlos and Friend. We got 1:10 on the clock, a little bit of time left. They can definitely score 2, but well, there is one. Cheese from the sidewall catches Aqua in an awkward situation, and that's going to cut the lead in half.
I do fear that this might also be the opening of the floodgates there. I was about to mention how Evoh's actually looks pretty good in terms of his boost management right now. Before this, he was being starved on repeat, which is part of why Zineel and Cheese were able to make him look so exposed. But as he starts to get more and more boost and starts to operate around, I would say, the small pads a little bit more, he's really known for going for the corners and the mids more than anything else. He's looking a little bit more confident. That being said, again, the tides can turn in a matter of moments, and that goal right there makes me think we could be heading to an overtime. 50 seconds left. Much as Evoh does have time and space here, he's only got 20 boosts. Does he get a second flip reset? He almost does, and that would have been a spectacular way to do so. It's not just, flip reset to flip reset. It's flip reset, hit the ball over your opponent, and lock into another one. If Evoh is in his bag like that, I think that maybe we've got a long series ahead of us.
I am so impressed. I could just sit here with my mouth wide open watching in awe of these players, and the control that they have over their car is so fun to watch. It's why I wanted to do this 2v2. They have more space. They can really flex those mechs. So much fun to watch. I hope you're all enjoying the show. We got 10 seconds left. Aqua Evoh hopefully going to send us into a game 5. Aqua, plenty of resources here. It's going to be able to kit this around, and that's going to secure things. Aqua, a couple extra touches. Bada boom, bada bap, bada pow. We're heading to game number 5.
Whew, that is clean from Aqua. I'm not even gonna call that one filthy. That's too nice. That is just squeaky. My, oh my. And, well, now you gotta wonder, Hoodie, is it lurking in the back of the minds of Carlos and Friend here? Are they thinking the same thing that we thought that Daniel in Beast Mode might have thought before, which is, we have waited too long to close this out?
Aqua and Evoh, they're sitting here chilling, thinking to themselves, Well, at this point, why not just full send? What else do we have to lose? We've already played pretty poorly towards the beginning of this series, so let's just do our thing. Evoh looking to start us off with a reset. Deflected by Cheese. Now Aqua's going to have to back off, make a defensive stand of his own, looking for an air dribble bump. Aqua, once again, a miraculous defensive stand against an air dribble bump. Zineel up quickly. Evoh with the pre-jump read makes an incredible save. Aqua to the corner is going to secure that boost. Evoh running disruption up the field. Very unorthodox rotations from Evoh. I think it's part of what's so threatening and dangerous about him. You just don't know where he's coming from and where he is. Aqua is going to cut this off in midfield. Evoh gets a demo. Aqua, a ground pinch on target for Cheese. Plenty of boost. And a pop around Evoh. Cheese is going to strike first for Carlos and Friend. Oh my word.
What is the... I mean, honestly, shouldn't even be surprised. He's done this like 6 times today. This is just clinical from this man. He's taking a walk through the park. Forget a walk. This is a stroll. He's looking around, picking daisies as he goes by, and still gets it around them. Jeez, I mean, listen, we said going into this one that you got to keep your eyes on Zineel, that he is probably the next up, and you do need to keep your eyes on Zineel, don't get me wrong, but PK, you guys might have just found a diamond in the rough. Cheese is popping.
This is not good, Bass. This is not good. You know these youngins are going to be flustered as this lead continues to extend 2-0 inside of the first 60 seconds. They already have a huge mountain to climb with 3 more wins if they want to get this series. And now they have to make a 2-0 comeback in the very first game to even keep the series alive. Aqua and Evoh got to make it happen sooner rather than later.
Oh no! That could have been the one. They will still find it. Evoh does get that first goal on the board, and I mean, listen, Aqua is the one who does the heavy lifting here, but Evoh being able to slot this even with the Cheese in his way, that is clever beyond compare. And before we get too far past this point, I gotta appreciate, Sosa is currently listening in chat. The minute I say, hey, PK, you picked up the right guy, Sosa's response, I know, I got the vision. So yeah, they've got some confidence in this kid, and for a good reason. 2-1 here, but they still have a long way to go if they want to close this series out.
Absolutely, but they do have plenty of time here, and like you said earlier, it's one game at a time. They got to stay focused. The task at hand, 3 minutes and 27 seconds, and all they got to do is bring 1 goal back. They can definitely do that. This team is dangerous. They got all kinds of weapons of choice to attack with, and we're going to see one right here. Evoh straight into the air, probably going to give us a reset, at least 1, maybe 2. There's 1, pops it around. Cheese is there, gets the block. Zineel is probably going to look to put this on target, but Evoh is back in time. Evoh's going to secure that corner boost and possession. Zineel being a nuisance, not leaving the play. Evoh, patience in the corner. Aqua going to have to use most of the boost in the tank here. Cheese will collect it to the sidewall. Evoh, once again, the aggressive challenge, not wanting to give his opponents any space at all.
It just feels, again, it's another one of those moments like when we exited out of the last game. You can just cut the tension with a knife. You can feel it in the air right now. I think that the pace of play is actually dissipated a little bit here. It's dropped significantly, and I think that's due to the fact that youngins are recognizing their overwhelming aggression, it's not gonna work out. They will be exposed, and while it could work occasionally, when you go down in a game, that is not the time to start getting aggressive. You need to be precise, and speaking of precise there, Zineel setting up Cheese, and that will be enough. He gets the first flip reset, and Cheese gets the slam on home. With 2 minutes left here, the chances of a comeback are looking bleaker and bleaker.
This is not good. We got a little bit of frantic jumping on the goal line. Evoh was not sure if Aqua was going to make the block, so he launches into the air, and that was all it took. When the wheels come off the ground, you no longer have the ability to jump once more from the ground, and so Evoh just in a tough spot there. They allow in a 3rd goal, and with 2 minutes on the clock, this is going to be a tough task. Evoh looking to get a reset. Zineel with a wonderful challenge. Aqua aggressively challenges Cheese. Evoh does get that corner boost, but Cheese gets a nice bump. Evoh, a big clear, but Zineel in a great position to defend. Zineel gonna have to put a block up. He does a perfect job putting that hitbox behind the ball. Evoh with the early challenge. I don't think it's gonna matter. Bass, I don't want to say it's over, but this certainly is a bad situation for the youngins.
This is looking rough. And, well, listen, Folks, you heard it yesterday. If you were around, you heard my pick to take this entire thing was the youngins. My sleeper pick was Carlos and Friend. And now I'm starting to wonder if maybe I should have switched the two of them up. Carlos and Friend, this is not just a performance to define you guys. This is a performance to put eyes on you guys. At this point, if you're not aware of who Cheese and Zineel are and the absolute masterclass of defense that they have been putting on, you better be ready. I've said this once, I've said this again. These guys will be factors in the next season of RLCS, and if you haven't paid attention to them, this is the moment. Go follow them on Twitter. Go follow them on Twitch. Go follow them wherever, because whenever you look at them, there will be something spectacular. 1 minute to go here, and oh my word, Carlos and Friend are only a single minute away from both of them going 2 grand richer.
Woo! That's a nice sound, and we see Evoh kind of dancing around. When they check out mentally, Bass, that's probably going to be the end of things. Evoh is going to make a touch here, but with the deficit of 3, I just don't see it happening. Cheese and Zineel have been absolutely flawless. That's going to be a 5th. Cheese, we're going to say it now. Well played to the underdogs. The 7 seed in the event is going to take the crown.
Proud of my boys. I got nothing else to say at this point here. Again, the underdogs reign supreme. If this doesn't show North America why they've got to be paying attention to their emerging talent, I don't know what does. This is unreal. The performance being displayed here by Cheese and Zineel is going to reverberate around the Rocket League scene. 20 seconds to go, and at this point, it's time for a victory lap. Cheese and Zineel, take it all in. You are about to be crowned the Hoodyhooo 2v2 champions.
Wow. Incredible performance. I want to give a huge shout out to every team, every player that participated. We all appreciate you so much. This was a wonderful, incredible event. Big shouts to Carlos and Friend. You see him on your screen. Zineel, Cheese, write them down.